welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Kaveh Taherian.
And I'm Hannah Hillam, the funniest person on earth. No one's funnier than me. I'm funnier than you, and I make you laugh at everything. How are you today, unfunny Kaveh Taherian?
That was so funny. Oh my God.
Thank you.
I'm laughing on the inside.
I don't even try. That's how funny I am.
Certainly don't. That's for sure.
So what? What's up?
Nothing really. Welcome back to the show. I'm
welcome.
sure that you went to all different courtrooms this past week because you were so happy about my courtroom sketching.
I got arrested.
Yeah, you kept saying, I want you wanted me to draw you, so you went and got arrested so that somebody.
Yeah, and they're like, we don't actually hire him. We just have an AI courtroom artist, and that's when I actually committed murder, and I'm actually going to jail. So this is my last episode.
I ended up getting arrested actually instead. They're like, oh, you straight this way to jail.
After you, sir. We're both in jail right now. I don't know if for those of you listening.
Jailcast. I wonder if there's podcasts in jail. There probably is.
There's gotta be, right? There shouldn't be. Don't say there should be.
You don't think there should be a podcast of people in jail?
I would love a jail podcast.
Are you kidding me? A jail podcast would be incredible. I would take that over
almost anything else. Like, I don't want to hear everybody laugh with their friends. I want to hear some people talk.
Yeah, here's what I want to know. I want to know the ins and outs of jail. Like, I want to hear somebody who starts like a news podcast in jail, just being like, whatever. Like,
you would want to know the ins and outs of jail.
Just be like, new guy on the block. He gets interviewed. Like the new person gets interviewed every week.
That'd be great.
And then they're like, this week they serve. And then somebody can come be the food critic. There should be like a whole ecosystem of journalism inside.
Like this
investigations inside.
This week's slop is my favorite slop. 10 out of 10.
Let us know in the comments if there is a jail podcast, and if there's not, there should be.
Yeah, or if you're in jail, write in.
Write in, listen to our podcast. Do you think
you
they
guys
get to listen? I don't know anything about how
podcasts in jail.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can.
No, here's the thing. That's part of your punishment is that you have to listen to podcasts while you're in jail.
Solitary confinement. Okay, well, shout out to everybody in solitary confinement right now having to listen to this.
Yes.
Looking at you guys.
Part of the Geneva Conventions. It's like actually made it a lot worse. This is what they do in Gitmo. Anyway, perfect introduction.
It's us. We're in Gitmo. We're blasting 24/7. Anyway, speaking of crimes, I'm going to get right into my tab if that's okay, because this is a great segue. Unless you want to say anything else.
Love it. No, I don't have anything to say. Go ahead.
This tab got me. I started on this long and winding road by reading about a trial, actually. And it was originally from ABC News, and it caught my eye because of how insane it was. So, but here's the thing. This is not the tab I end at. This is the one I start at. So here we go. So this is from January 2013, and it was an article about two burglars from Bow Desert, Queensland in Australia, and their multiple failed attempts at robbing a jewelry store. So first, this jewelry store, they're like, we're going to rob it. They start throwing spark plugs at the window in the middle of the night. They're like, that's not working. So they go home and regroup, you know? I know, right?
Damn, the spark plug
insane.
method. Do you know how many they got that from Hollywood movies? Yeah. Do you know how many Hollywood movies I've watched where they clearly got the jewels by throwing spark plugs through the window?
Trashiest robbery ever. So that didn't work, obviously. And so they're like, we got to regroup. Let's try to break in through the back door. And so they broke in through the back door, and it was part of a strip mall. And they accidentally broke into the store next to it, which was an animal welfare shop. So I don't know what that is. I don't think there was
welfare shop.
Yeah, like a charity shop.
Like animals who are on welfare come in there to get
food stamps,
groceries or cheese or something like that.
Yeah, government cheese. Yes, no
government cheese. Yeah,
it's like an animal charity. So I think it's like they do like secondhand stuff, and then the money goes to an animal charity. I don't know.
Like you're selling maybe like dog toys or something, and the proceeds from that. Or something,
I think it's thrift store.
Okay.
I think it's a thrift store that, honestly, I should have looked it up, but I got too distracted by the next part.
Okay, go ahead.
Wow, we got into this right away. No wasting time. Crazy. Whatever. So they got into the wrong shop, and they were like, fine. We're going to make the best of it, and we're going to steal $50 from this donation box.
From these animals.
Screw these animals. Yeah. We need this $50. And so they go home and they regroup again, and they're like, well, let's just try one more time, because that's a smart idea, right?
Are there no cops?
The charm.
After
cops.
2 nights? Yeah.
But they get away before the cops are called. So the third time they break into to try to break into the jewelry store, they had a quote unquote better plan of tunneling in through a wall in a shared bathroom in the strip mall that would take them ideally into the bathroom of the jewelry store.
Okay.
These guys decided, okay, let's try it. So they start tunneling And
Your favorite.
they start hearing voices
Oh.
and they start smelling something delicious. And it's about then they realize that they accidentally tunneled into the KFC next door and not the jewelry store. So for the third
some
time,
would call those jewels. I don't know.
many would call those jewels.
Yeah.
And they ended up being like, pivot on the spot. We're robbing this KFC. So they went in, they robbed the KFC. Everyone gave them the money and they bailed. They got arrested.
So they went when the KFC was still open. This was not overnight.
No, this was in the evening.
These guys are not smart.
No, they're not. They're not smart. And so I wanted to figure out like what the details of this, because it sounded like an amazing story. And so I went deep into like Queensland court records and police records, and I couldn't find much else on it.
Shocking.
And I don't.
The crime of the century.
I know.
The guys who held up. Did they hold them up with by holding up spark plugs? Like, what did they do?
We're gonna throw these right at your
Get
dumb
on
heads.
the ground, eh?
Give us the chicken.
That's not a knife. That's a spark plug. I don't know.
That's a pretty good Australian accent.
Thank you. Everything I learned is from movies.
I only know the nar just from everything.
Nar?
They say nar.
Nar?
That's how they say no. Blur.
Nar.
Blur. Blur.
Is Bluey Australian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Blurry. I don't know. I can't
No.
do it.
But,
Mel Gibson. I don't know what voice that is.
Do you remember when I found out he was Australian and it ruined my whole life?
You had like a meltdown. Yeah.
I was like, there's no way that man is Australian.
I mean,
But hey.
technically, I had to add the addendum. It's like he was born in the States, but then he grew up in large part in Australia. I don't know if he ever got dual citizenshiip, but I was under the impression that he was born in Australia, but that's not the case. I think he was born in New York or something.
Mel Gibson, right in.
Right.
Where was I?
You said that they held up the KFC, and then you went and dug into the archives. There was shockingly not enough information
not
about this
much,
KFC getting robbed.
Well, because usually there's like something, like a court report.
We'll put our best detectives on it.
They found them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And because of CCTV, duh. And there was like a billion witnesses eating chicken. And so I couldn't find anything. So I was like, well, let me see if I can find anything out about the area. So I go onto Google Maps, which is one of my favorite things. And I start to like explore this strip mall. And I'm like, man, there's that KFC. And then I started thinking like, that is crazy that KFC is so many places on Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just kind of this weird other McDonald's. Like, it's in just as many places.
Is KFC Coca-Cola? Because there's like the two splits, right?
It's Yum brand. So I don't know.
I think it's Pepsi, right?
Yeah.
Yum
KFC is a Pepsi.
Yeah.
KFC's Pepsi. Look at it.
It's Pepsi.
It has Pepsi vibes.
It was like the logo looks like the Pepsi logo.
Yeah. The logo looks like he'd be drinking Pepsi.
Yum Brands. That's right.
Yeah. So Yum Brands owns KFC. And I guess I didn't really realize, because I'm a vegetarian, I don't think about KFC, but how global KFC is. Mm-hmm. And how I remember eating it when I was a kid, because my grandma would always, all the cousins would hang out.
My grandmother also loved KFC.
Big bucket of chicken. It was easy to feed all the grandkids. That's how my grandma saw it.
No, my grandmother just loved deep fried chicken. That's all. She just thought it was awesome. She was like, these Americans, they do it right.
They do. Here's the one thing they do right: deep fried chicken. Well, your grandma can thank a specific person for that chicken.
The
and
Colonel.
I can't believe I'm gonna do a tab on this, but
is this a recipe for how we do Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I'm doing a tab on Colonel Sanders.
Okay, love it.
Okay, so American icon.
What prompted you to do a tab about Colonel Sanders?
I just explained it, because here's what prompted it. I was like, KFC, boring, boring, boring. Click on Colonel Sanders, and I was like, oh, what? This man is. Okay. Untangling this man's insane life has taken up hours and hours of my time, cross-referencing with other stories, his own autobiography. This dude is the American story right here, all right? So we're talking about Colonel Sanders, and we're going to start with talking about Harlan Sanders, the man, before he was ever a quote-unquote colonel, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, I soon discovered the botched robbery of a KFC is nothing compared to the botched life this guy led. So I'm going to tell you about how he climbed and clawed his way up the fast food chain despite poverty, shooting a guy, kidnapping plots, and getting fired from every job he's ever had, only to go on to become that smiling grandfatherly face you see on KFC chicken buckets around the world. For those of you who might not be familiar... Thank you. KFC is short for Kentucky Fried Chicken, an American fast food chain that specializes in home cooking and comfort food. And For those of us, I mean, I think everybody in America has had some run-in with KFC in some way or another, whether it's diarrhea or just like eating some chicken with their cousins. I've had both.
Is KFC known to give you a bunch of... I don't think of diarrhea when I think of KFC personally.
You know, you're right. I just like saying the word diarrhea.
I know you do. That's not the diarrhea fast food necessarily.
I think that I don't get, I would love diarrhea, as I always say. I think I just say it wishfully. I would love it. I would love a little bit of diarrhea, okay? Please bless me with it. Where's your friend Gab? I need her.
Where's Gab? I need Gab to weigh in on this.
But no, I remember like just very vividly, like I said as a kid, just it was like grandma has all the cousins for the day and then we all eat out of a bucket of chicken. And
nothing wrong with that.
Around. No, it was amazing. It was like a housewife's best friend. So we're starting at the beginning. This lunatic, Harlan Sanders, was born September 9th, 1890 in Henryville, Indiana. Okay. And it is said about this
Not
town.
Even in Kentucky? What the hell?
Oh, no. We don't even get to Kentucky till he's like an adult. So about this town, it was said that a man didn't need to buy a suit until he got married. And he didn't need to wear it again until he was in his casket. So morbid small town nonsense abounds, where it's like, that's how we do it. One suit for our whole life. And his parents, despite having him in Indiana, are from Pennsylvania. And their names are Wilbur and Maggie. And Wilbur was a chill dude. He was kind. He worked as a farmer, broke his leg, and ended up becoming a butcher instead to support his family. His mother, Maggie, was deeply Christian.
Shocking.
The type that's scary, like so strict, no having fun on Sundays. She hated alcohol. She hated smoking. She hated any sort of vice. And cool. She was like such a square. And she was like, no one's allowed to whistle on Sundays or I'm going to slap you. That's the kind of Christian she was.
Whistling on Sundays?
Yeah. Forbade it.
Where is it in the Bible that says you can't whistle on a Sunday?
I don't know, but they do say you can't mix different fabrics. So I don't know what we're going on right here.
What does that even mean? Mix different fat? Like in a cauldron? Like, what are you talking about?
You could boil the denim under the bridge.
Yeah.
No, you can't like mix fabrics or something.
Mixing fabrics?
Yeah. The Bible is full of nonsense rules, but whistling is not one of them.
It's truly every time. The things that really upset me when I hear this are not like the crazy parts of the Bible of like, the God's chosen people need to be this so that the apocalypse can come. It's shit
Slavery
like this.
Is okay. Yeah. It's
right. It's the shit where you're like, you can't mix. I'm like, why would you listen? I can't. Okay.
There's a whole part of the Bible that describes like jerking off too.
Really?
Yeah.
And that was Colonel Sanders' favorite part on Sundays.
No jerking off on Sundays unless you read the Bible first.
Yeah. Unless you can't cross fabrics. Can't be sitting on a couch of fabric and then jerking off into a t-shirt of cotton. That's not allowed. You got to separate them.
It makes God mad.
Yeah. You better make sure you're sitting on a t-shirt and jerking off into one at the same time.
You can't mix cotton and silk socks. Okay. So in 1895, tragedy strikes, as tragedy usually strikes back then at some point to everyone. And Wilbur Sanders, his dad, comes home with a very high fever, which back then was genuinely really scary.
Basically death. Yeah.
Yeah. And then within a few days, he was gone. He was dead, leaving his wife and 3 children impoverished. And so Maggie is forced to get a job at a tomato cannery, which requires, for some reason, long and insane hours.
So I thought you were going to say for some reason requires a master's degree.
No, it requires someone who doesn't believe in whistling on Sundays. No, she was like, okay, I got to get a job. And it's like far away and I have to be gone for days at a time at this tomato cannery. And I couldn't really figure out why this was such an insane job or an intense job. But I guess people needed their tomatoes stat, like now get me canned tomatoes. Whatever it was.
When is the big influx of Italians coming into America? It's like around the same time, right? I imagine
she's like ramping up for that.
She's getting ready.
The Italians are coming.
The Italians are coming. There's going to be an explosion of Italian cooking in New York. We need to make sure we got our tomatoes ready.
Put them on that train. Take them to New York City for those Italians. So whatever the reason was, she would end up being gone for like all night or sometimes several days at a time. Damn. This left 5-year-old Harlan Sanders at home in charge of feeding and caring for his 3-year-old brother and 1-year-old sister, Clarence and Violet.
1-year-old. That's intense.
5 years old. So naturally, he becomes like a stay-at-home mom. But he becomes a stay-at-home child. And
stay-at-home child.
Yeah. He forages for food during the day and he would cook them dinner at night and put them to bed and do any chores. Remember, he's 5. that's insane. And I don't know if the neighbors were like, that's just how
what
it
is
is.
he doing? Yeah.
But that's still Harlan Sanders cooking dinner.
Yeah.
And over the next couple of years, he gets like really good at cooking, especially vegetables and bread.
Tomatoes, I imagine he's very good at.
Just endless tomato, just soup. By the time he's 7, he's starting to learn how to cook chicken and kind of trying to experiment with cooking chicken when he can get his hands on it. And at the ripe old age of 10, Harlan leaves the life of a,
he retires.
stay-at-home child, or trad kid, as I like to say, and gets a job. He retires. Yeah, he retires and gets a job as a farmhand because he just wants to have it all,
Yeah, it's true.
And this actually pays. Older. He's getting older. He needs to, get back into the workforce.
Think about retirement at 22.
At 7, at 10.
At 10.
Oh, yeah, exactly. At 22. Yeah. So this actually pays some money. And here's the funny thing. Like, whenever I picture Colonel Sanders as a young kid, I picture him still looking like Colonel Sanders, but like on a child body.
The white hair with the goatee.
Yeah.
He's wearing the suit from the time he was 5 years old and carrying a cane.
The little bow tie.
Yeah.
So this new farmhand job pays some money, and he can finally help support his family. He's
what do you mean finally help support? He's been literally raising the children for 5 years. You mean financially support? Sorry. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I got ahead.
Because his mother is still working in this like factory.
Tomatoes.
Like, I just can't like comprehend being 5, like having my 5-year-old take care of 2 other children. That's insane. He'd kill them.
Isn't that that's like common, right? Like that's like child labor and all that shit.
Yeah, back in the day, they didn't really get to be kids.
5 years old is like, all right, did you if your hands can work, we can teach you. You're not watching Cocomelon, right? You're not like
the depths of the
there's
mines.
No iPads. Yeah.
iPad back then it was mining kids. Now it's screen kids. Yeah. We've come so far. They want the mines again. We all do.
Yearn for the
I
mines.
Actually do. I do think it would be fun to be a miner. That's a lie.
I don't think so at all.
I would die down there. Never mind. I take that back.
I have no interest in being a miner whatsoever.
No, I would die.
Thank you to the people who mined and had to do it and lost their lives doing it. I have absolutely no. I'm like, nope, not for me.
I'm really glad that we live now because, anyway,
that we don't have to go to work at 5 years. Or sorry, we don't have to take care of our siblings at 5 years old and have flushable toilets. Yes, that a fever doesn't kill our father.
Oh my goodness, dude, we'd all be dead. I know I would. So sorry.
Farmhand. He's a farmhand
tiny Colonel Sanders. So he gets fired from this job.
Oh no.
Because he's not good. He's 10. Like he got fired. Couldn't find out why, but they were like, go home. And his mom gets all nervous because she's like, where's your work ethic? You're not going to be, you won't amount to anything. And that pissed him off. And so he's like, fine, Mom, I'll try to keep working. But she's like, no, you need to go to school so you can actually get a real job someday. And he starts school. And at the same time, his mom remarries some guy named William Broadus. And he gains an absolute POS of a stepfather who sucks majorly and beats him. Bad man. And he can't stand the idea of being at home because he has to be around that, William Broadus, his bad stepdad. And he hates school because he says math is the worst. And so naturally at 12, he's like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Screw
I'm going
this.
to backpack in Europe.
I'm going on my gap year to Europe.
Yeah.
So he says, it was the algebra what drove me off, and promptly runs away from home and gets his first real job in a long line of jobs.
Okay.
Painting carriages. So this 12-year-old boy, like, paint this carriage. And he does that. And by age 16, he ends up getting another job as a streetcar conductor.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's driving streetcars around like New Albany in Indiana, wherever that is.
Yeah, you're so shocked by all of this. I don't understand.
Streetcar. I don't want a 16-year-old driving my streetcar.
I mean, you want a street. It's actually easier than somebody who's driving a car. At least it's like on the tracks.
Well, I bet he's a pretty good streetcar driver.
Yeah, dude, this kid's been raising kids since he was 5 years old. I feel like that's the most. It's like the most reliable person to be like go on the streetcar and be like, you care about people's safety.
You're right. He was probably a really good streetcar driver.
I imagine he's probably the best. He's painting carriages. I'm like, that requires focus.
It does, which is something we will see he has none of, but he manages for a little bit. And one day he's on the streetcar and he's driving it around and he overhears these two people talking about the troubles in Cuba and saying that they need more soldiers to, do the traditional American duty of going to a different country and staging a military intervention against the president,
Classic American move. Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, we're Army recruiters. And he's like, I'm 18, even though
I could drive a streetcar.
No, seriously, he's like, I'll join. I'm 18, lies about his age, and promptly enlists in the U.S. Army because he's like, I want to go to Cuba. That sounds dope.
I was going to say, like, for a kid of those means, that's probably the craziest thing. I mean, that's not uncommon now, too. It's like you get to go see all this kind of crazy shit you would never see otherwise.
It's like his ticket to being able to see the world in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets on his very first boat and just like our boat boy Darwin, throws up the entire way. Just pukes off the poop deck for an entire 5-day trip down to to Cuba.
That's awful.
Violently seasick, and immediately like, maybe this isn't fun.
Regrets.
What have I done? Regrets. That's what that sounds like. Regret sounds like you're gonna throw up. Regirth. So he gets to Cuba and he's like, actually, I hate this because they're like, you're not going to be a soldier. You're going to babysit donkeys and horses. And he's like, this sucks. So he...
All from throwing up on the boat?
Well, no, they put him there. Like, he's the young guy, put him on donkey duty.
Oh, I see. Donkey duty.
And so he becomes a teamster, they called it, for the military, where he's just kind of like feeding and taking care of animals.
Oh, I see. Okay.
No, just a guy who drives horses around or whatever, rides.
It sounds kind of fun. I was like, donkeys are awesome.
I think they are. I think he had a really like romanticized vision of what it would be like to be a soldier in Cuba.
Yeah, he's like, I want to be back and moving around in the streetcar, driving that shit around.
Yeah, he's like, nah, this might have not been not a good gut decision. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly what happened, but he was only there for like less than a year before they were honorably discharged him. And
they're like, this dope needs to leave because he sucks.
Seriously, I think that some people say that it was because he was found out to be 16, and they're like, come on, man.
Okay. That would make sense.
Come on, man, go home.
Although I feel like, do they care? At that point, they'd be like, whatever. It's like the 1890s. What is it? 1880s? 1890s?
I think it's 1890. It's 1900.
1900.
1903. Yeah.
Prove that I'm not 16.
Right. Seriously, how? How are you going to do that? Do they have birth certificates? He was born in a place with no electricity and no like postal service or whatever.
Exactly.
So I don't know, because I know that a lot of people would lie about their age, even in like World War II. And they were like, whatever, we need meat shields, go to the front.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not quite sure, but besides having Colonel Sanders hanging out with the horses, the lasting legacy of this occupation was actually the establishment of Guantanamo Bay naval base,
so
which to this
KFC to thank for that is what you're saying.
Yeah, nope, no, but they were there at the same time. So just picture 16-year-old Colonel Sanders watching horses at Guantanamo Bay. Sounds
horses
like a fever dream.
They said donkeys.
Both.
Like
Horses and donkeys.
Both. Okay.
Mules. So now he's 17 and jobless again. And he goes back to the States and joins his brother Clarence, who also ran away to Alabama because of his evil stepdad. And the two began their career as train boys. So this is train boy era. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Celebrity sighting, train
boys. Yes.
And he got a job. I know, we're here. Finally. He got a job on the railroad working as a blacksmith apprentice. And he had no right of blacksmiths for the railroad. So like, I'm assuming that's like forging.
That sounds like you're making the tracks as the train is going. It's very demanding.
Very. Gotta run really fast.
Hard. Yeah, you gotta be very, very fast.
Lay those down like down.
Can't call in sick. We're like, the colonel didn't show up today, so the train got completely derailed and exploded. Speaking of getting derailed, let's cut to an ad break real quick.
Good idea. We'll be right back.
How was that for an ad?
That was pretty good. I say you should click on it and buy whatever it was.
Yes, spend all your money.
He's a railroad blacksmith, right? And he's like, I don't want to do this anymore, because he keeps looking at all of these like other railroad employees doing way cooler stuff. And so he's like, I want a blacksmith. I want to be an ash doodler.
Ash doodler?
So that's the name of this job.
The hell is that?
He worked his way up to being an ash doodler, which was just scraping the ash from the steam engines.
All I heard was ass doodler, but I don't think that's what it meant. Yeah.
No, but we're going to just pretend.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, I want to doodle
He's like
some
power
ashes.
washing ashes.
Pretty much scraping ashes off of the steam engine. And then he was like, no, this is boring too. And he sees these people that are shoveling coal into the firebox. And
That sounds fun.
way more fun. Shoveling? Yeah.
Shoveling coal?
Look, no more scraping. We're moving on to shoveling. And he starts doing this thing that he's going to employ for the rest of his life, which is observing and quickly learning how to pass as something he's not really. Like he's better at.
Scamming. Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't say scamming.
Fake it till you make it?
Yes, fake it till you make it, where he's just like, I could do that. And then he does it and he sells it somehow.
Yeah.
And he starts like mimicking them and like even how they talk. So he starts just like swearing like crazy and just takes up this like, he just has the worst mouth, like dreadful things come out of his mouth.
Love it.
Just this swearing, yelling, angry man boy. And he ends up like kind of taking their shifts and being like, oh, now I'm shoveling coal. And everyone's like, yeah, you are. And you're good at it. And there he is. He's a coal shoveler now.
Yeah. I feel like that's a Tom Sawyer type thing. And be like, wow, you're incredible at shoveling coal. I'm going to go on my break now while you shovel all the coal.
Exactly. Well, he set himself apart by wearing white overalls. And he was like, I'm so good
dirty.
No. He's like, I'm so good at shoveling coal. Not a single bit of coal is going to get on these overalls.
I feel like I would trust the opposite. I'd be like, I'm not going to trust this guy. I'm like, you're too concerned with keeping your clothes clean as opposed to shoveling coal.
Princess over here. Princess Sanders.
Exactly. Soft hands.
Soft Hand Sanders. That's his nickname.
Yeah. That sounds like what I would do. I'd be like, I'm wearing really cool Adidas sneakers on my first day and I don't want to get them scuffed up.
And they're like, you're fired immediately.
Yeah.
But he wanted to show them that he was so good at it and efficient that he wouldn't get dirty. And so he kind of became this character. But he was also known for just being angry at everybody all the time.
Hell
and getting into constant fights. Like, bro was always yelling at people, cussing people out, beating people up. And one time he got into this like brawl with another engineer and he's fired for insubordination.
Oh,
and
man.
He's like, well, and no one knows what the fight was about. He was just beating the crap out of this guy one day, just like
probably
behind the
scuffed
station.
Up his white overalls, probably.
It's just like, stupid
overalls.
overalls.
You got a spot on this?
I'll kill you.
It's like Do the Right Thing, essentially, where he scuffs up his Nikes. Sorry, that's a film reference. You wouldn't get it. Continue.
I've seen a film. I've seen one film.
You've seen one movie in your whole life. I got it.
He gets another railroad job, and he goes on to,
getting railroaded. Sorry.
Look, Colonel Sanders is getting railroaded hardcore over and over. All right.
Good for him.
Ash Doodler. Doodles. So he gets more railroad jobs and he keeps getting fired from all of them because he won't keep his mouth shut. Like just saying, things that make someone want to punch you. No self-control whatsoever. And, keeps getting fired. But he joins the union and gets involved in that, beats someone else up in the union, gets fired, gets kicked out of the union. So this guy can't keep it together. Yeah. But it's fine because he keeps it extremely Josie when he marries his first wife, Josephine King.
Oh, no shit. He literally keeps it Josie.
In 1909, and she did go by Josie and not Josephine. Nice. So he met Josie at a moving picture house that they both liked to go to. And the teen newlyweds have their first child approximately 9 months after their wedding when they're both 19. They have a daughter named Margaret, which means our boy, Colonel Sanders, needs to lock in and not get fired anymore because Josie's like, hey, you have a kid now. And so he goes and gets another train job. Can you guess what happens next?
He gets fired for talking shit.
He beats someone up. He beats someone up and gets fired again.
This is a random question, but do you know his size by any chance?
He's a big guy. He's over 6 feet
He's tall.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a big guy. He's not a wimp. Like,
well, no, I didn't think he was a wimp. I just mean like I didn't know if this is like I also feel like when you're a little bit of a taller guy, taller guys tend to get in a lot more fights because people just think that you're being aggressive. But it sounds like in this case, he's just being aggressive.
He's being fully aggressive. Like,
yes.
Oh no, he was only 5'10". Okay, never mind. But he's still for that time.
Almost. It's close. That's very tall.
Because I read some places that he was 6 feet tall. Anyway, so he's a big guy, and he's a coal shoveler, so he's ripped probably.
Ripped, yeah.
I'm gonna send you a photo of what he looks like around this time.
Colonel Sanders. Okay, he just looks like
like a dude.
He looks like that guy. What's the movie I'm thinking of right now that he looks like? It doesn't matter. Continue.
Barry Keoghan?
No, I was thinking of
a more old
reference. That actor, I forget his name. That's in Batman. The Dark Knight Returns. I don't remember.
Oh.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. What's his name? Drawing a blank.
This does not matter at all, but we're just going to
But
do it
it's
anyway.
fun.
I'm sorry, The Dark Knight Rises. Rises? What the hell? Yeah, Dark Knight Rises. I confuse it with Dark Knight Returns. The actor I am thinking of is Bern Gorman.
Yeah, that's right.
He looks
He does look
exactly
like
like Bern Gorman.
Bern
actually,
Gorman. What a name.
like eerily, he looks like Bern Gorman.
Yeah, let me go look up again.
You know what? Bern Gorman could play Colonel
Oh.
Sanders in the KFC movie.
Weird.
Right? He looks exactly like Bern
Oh,
Gorman.
he looks exactly like him. That's crazy. You're right. Look at the jawline. Same everything.
Honestly, if you like showed that to me, be like, oh, that's a new movie that Bern Gorman is
Yeah.
in. Also, that's a funny name, Bern Gorman.
Bern Gorman playing Harland Sanders. Harland.
Beating people up.
So
Anyway, continue. Bern Gorman.
Bern Gorman, aka Harland Sanders, cannot stop being insane at work and continues to lose jobs. And Josie is fed up. And it's 2 years into their marriage, and she's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. I'm not doing this. She doesn't divorce him because it's kind of hard to do that. So she just leaves and goes and lives with her parents. And this hurts him and pisses him off because he's like, you know, that's my kid and you're my wife or whatever. And according to him, he decides that he's going to kidnap his daughter.
Great move.
Yeah, very measured and normal decision to make.
Really an odd turn of events, considering the man who's gotten in a fight with every single person that he's ever met or worked with.
You'd never expect this from him.
Yeah, this is really out of character.
So he goes to his
Did he
in-laws'
get his
house.
head a bunch as a kid, probably while he was foraging for food? Like, what's the deal? I mean,
something
I'm not
happened.
gonna. Yeah.
Well, he's lifelong sober too. Or
Weird.
no, he ends up drinking. But he's like, when he's young, his mom's like, she drills it into him, and she's like, "Do not drink ever, because that's a
wonder
degenerate
if,
thing."
Having to take care of your two younger siblings from 5 years old and having to forage for yourself while your parents abandoned you and not being supervised in any way might have had something to do with this.
Might have helped him not be able to like control his emotions and regulate his body.
He would have been radicalized so quickly by the modern internet.
He'd have a podcast.
Manosphere.
Harland Sanders.
He wouldn't.
Would
He'd
have
get in a fight with
podcast.
every single one of his guests.
Yeah, and if he'd be fighting Jake Paul. That's what he'd be
Yeah,
doing.
he'd be punching the shit. I mean, in that case, maybe it would have been good for him to be around.
Honestly, take each other out.
Yeah. And then
So
kiss.
according
Continue.
to himself, like this is not a story. You know, he's admitting to this. He goes and like hides in the woods by his in-laws' house, and waits for his daughter to come outside to play. And he waits all day. And he's like, "Look, easy. What is this? The Lindbergh baby? You know, he's gonna
Swoop on in.
Lindbergh. He's gonna swoop on in and Lindbergh his daughter." So he waits and waits and waits, and night falls, and he's like, "She never came out to play. What is this about?"
Yeah.
And while waiting, it gives him a chance to kind of think through what he's trying to do.
I should start a fried chicken chain.
Well, that comes later. First, he needs to decide that he's not going to kidnap his daughter.
You know what? It's good. Sometimes being in the woods is actually really, really helpful.
He had a Walden experience in the woods and
Nice.
decided not to kidnap his daughter.
Listen,
and
everybody, I
instead-
want you to put this podcast down. Go into the woods. Come back. It'll make you feel better.
If you can, come back.
Yeah.
Don't kidnap anyone. Take this as your sign to not
Don't
kidnap
kidnap.
anybody.
Kidnapping's
Somebody just
bad.
throws away their zip ties and says,
Yeah.
"I'm starting new."
Ugh, I knew I shouldn't have. Thank you, podcast hosts.
Releases like 5 victims. So he gave up on kidnapping, and he's like, "I'm just going to apologize. I'm going to apologize to my wife." This is the
Homeboy,
first. I know.
This is non-toxic masculinity. Good
Yeah.
for him. The forest has healing powers,
Yes,
you guys.
it
Just
does. I mean,
proud of
you know,
him.
I'm proud of him in this moment. I wouldn't say he's consistent. So he apologizes, and she's like, "Fine.
Okay.
Oh, well, maybe you were going to kidnap our daughter. Whatever. It's fine. I'll take you back." And
Nice.
she had like sold all their furniture. And so they had nothing again. Because she's like, "You're not going to give me any money. You're
Honestly, that's
But-
the dream, to not have any
Honestly,
furniture. Are
yeah.
you kidding me? If God
That's your
forbid, Sarah
dream.
and I ever had to get split up for a temporary period of
Ugh.
time, I don't want that to ever happen. But if she sold everything in the house in the meantime, and
you'd
I got
be
to come
fine."
home and it was empty, I'd be like, this is even better than before. My dream is to not have anything. I'm fully all those memes of like the dudes.
Yeah.
It's like a mattress on the floor and it's like a TV on the ground and it's like a single chair in the middle. I'm like, I think about that all the time. Where I'm like, that was my heyday.
Man.
I told you, I was like, I almost considered not buying a couch at one point. And one of my friends, Arash, was like, no girl will ever have
Yeah.
sex with you if she comes to your
Mhm.
house and there's no couch. You're an
and there's
idiot.
no couch.
Yeah.
Ew. That would be like,
And I was
"Oh,
like, no, it'll be
he's-
great. We'll just sit on the floor. I'll just have a nice rug.
No.
I'll sit.
I would have been like, he's dangerous. This man is a dangerous person. There's nowhere to sit but his bed. He's going to kill me.
No, it would have been a nice rug in the middle of the room, all right?
A rug.
Some cultures think it's cool to sit on a
Okay.
rug. God forbid, Hannah, you and your white supremacist Great Britain loving everything.
I love floor.
Sure.
I love floor.
Now you do. I have to say, I can't
Thanks for
continue this
making-
charade. It's true. You are big.
I'm a floor person.
You are
like,
a floor
it's-
person, 100%.
I could.
Yeah, so why would you think I was going to murder you if I had a rug? I thought you'd be like, this is awesome.
If I was of dating age and I came home to a house with no couch and just a rug and a bed, I'd be like, I'm dying in here.
I think the rug is the very important difference here. The differentiator.
It humanizes
if there's
you.
no nice. It's a nice rug. It's a
Yeah,
Persian
especially
rug.
if it's like,
It's
wait,
like
is it your grandma's
culture.
rug that you've
Yeah,
had?
it's like my grandmother gave me this
Okay.
rug. I feel like
If
that's
it-
different. That's not like a
if
serial
it's an
killer
heirloom
thing.
and it's like, oh, that's what his
Yes.
grandma's like rug. Okay, maybe he won't kill me, but I'm also confused. Oh, now
Sure.
I'm all confused. It really does depend on the decoration. Okay, if there's a nice rug in there,
Yeah.
I think like, okay, he's
Also,
a human
I'm not
being.
dirty, by the way. This isn't like, hairballs or
that's
whatever
true.
like flying around. It's clean.
Rotting dishes in the sink. No,
Exactly. That's not my jam. That's not my deal.
you are meticulously clean.
Exactly. Thank you.
Just like Colonel
This is a very
Sanders.
important. Yes. So anyway, he apologizes to his wife.
He
She
apologizes. She takes him back.
mercifully sold off everything,
Yeah.
and he gets to come home to an empty house, which has been my dream forever. But anyway, continue. I'm just
She takes
vicariously
him-
living through him right now.
Look, there's so much you can keep living through. He goes on to do some bonkers stuff. If you think kidnapping his kid is the worst of it. So they move back in together and they have 2 more kids.
Okay,
Harland Jr. and Mildred. And at this point, he's like, I have to really find a better job. And I need to find a job that can actually keep me employed because I got to show Josie that I'm not messing around. Like, I've
I
turned
don't think
over
the
a new
job was
leaf.
ever the problem. You were the problem in all
I
these
think
jobs.
It's him.
Yeah.
Well, he pretty much like locks in. He's like, no, this is my time
Nice.
to prove to her that I'm a man and that I can take care of my family. And so he gets a job on the railroad again. But at night, he does like a correspondence degree with like LaSalle
Nice.
University. And he studies to be a lawyer because he's like, I can talk a room
Right.
down,
Yeah.
I got the gift of the gab.
Yeah.
And he ends up becoming a lawyer
Nice.
and working as an actual lawyer for actual clients on real cases. And like,
That's cool.
yeah, so he starts working as a lawyer in like the mid-20s, I'd say. Or this is a little earlier. Sorry, a little bit earlier, in the 10s. And it goes well until
He gets in a fight.
he gets
Until
in
he
a
punches
fight.
the shit out of a judge.
No, his own client he punches the shit out of. So he is
Listen, who among us hasn't dreamt of doing
wanted
that,
to
though?
punch a client. Right.
Yeah.
Relatable
No, your
boy
feedback
boss.
is not helpful. I do
But
not
I
think that we should
punch you.
change the drawing to the way that you want it to be done, you idiot. Please hire me. I'm sorry. I won't say that to you.
Yeah, he'll never do that.
I'll
Look,
bottle
he'll
it
lick
all. I'll
boot
bottle it
until
all up. Yeah, I
Mhm.
will lick boot until the paycheck comes, and then I'll
Please.
continue licking boot because I need to continue getting hired.
Everyone
because
will.
being freelance is very hard.
That's
Thank
the
you
world
to everyone
we
who's
live
ever
in.
employed me. Yes.
Yeah. Join the Patreon. Oh, so he gets in the fist fight, like a brawl, like throwing down onto the ground with his client in court while he's supposed to be defending him. So because he found out that his client didn't have any money to pay him.
I mean,
And so-
again, understandable. To
Yeah.
be fair to Josie, I'd be like, man, I just got mad at my client who didn't have any money to give me.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I would probably cry.
Yeah. I'd
Anyway,
ruin
he
his
beats
case.
him up
I'd
and
be like, he told me that he murdered all these people and
he
blah, blah,
murdered
blah.
more
And
than
then
just one
here's-
person.
Yeah, exactly. And then he goes to jail.
He gets in a fight and loses all respectability as a lawyer and no longer is hired as a lawyer. And so
Lame.
the next 15 years, Josie sticks around, but it kind of goes back to him being employed and unemployed. And it's really hard to follow. Like he has a
Yeah.
billion jobs. Like he has a new job every year because of some reason or another. And around
I
1916,
think by some reason or another is he gets in a fight with someone.
he gets, Well, one time he
It seems
quit
to be
because he
every
was
single
like,
time.
I'm not good at this. There was one
for
time
him.
he was like, we'll get there. So at
He was
one
a
point
boxer and he's like, it's just not the same. I don't like getting paid. When I get paid for it, it feels weird. It's not natural.
I don't have that same like love of the
Yeah.
game when I get paid for it.
I don't want to punch him just for the sake of it. It
Yeah,
feels cheap.
look, it wouldn't be business if I didn't end up punching this
Yeah.
person.
Exactly.
He's working as an insurance salesman in 1916, but is again fired for insubordination. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming he cussed someone out. And by the way,
that means is he's got to be the boss. That's what it sounds like. He needs to be in charge.
Yep. He finds that out way too late.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's not even a whiff of fried chicken in the air right now. There's not even a bit of that.
That's why
part
he's
of his
so
life.
angry. If he had just had fried chicken this whole time, he probably would have been a lot more calm.
Would have been happier. No, we'll see that that's not the case. So he works as a regular salesman, whatever that is, loses that job. And finally, by 1920, our boy, aged 30, is finally, things are looking up. This is like 100 years old in Colonel Sanders' time, 30. He may as well live 5 lifetimes. Things are finally looking up. And he invests in and establishes a ferry boat company on the Ohio River, taking people between Jefferson and Louisville. And this was a huge success. People were like, this is an awesome ferry company. We love it.
Okay.
And he made a lot of money. And he was like, look at me, Josie. I'm the man you always wanted.
Finally did it.
And he even goes so far as to be like, yeah, I want to go work in the public office. Like, I'm going to get a job as a secretary at the Chamber of Commerce because, that sounds like a big boy job. And then he quits that because he's, quote, not good at it. And overall, his family was happy and they felt a little more settled. And he would just, keep his job forever and die happy. No, of course not. He sells part of the ferry business for $22,000, which is $500,000 today.
That's a lot.
And starts a new company making and selling acetylene lamps, which is, according to Google, a carbide lamp, a portable lamp that burns acetylene gas through a continuous controlled chemical reaction between water and calcium carbide. So it's a portable lamp.
It's a little lamp. Lamp company.
A lamp company. Sadly, the electrical grid starts to be being put into place, and other companies are doing these portable lamps way faster, way better, and way cheaper. And he loses everything.
Totally fails it. Oh, no.
Fails. Out of money again. And he moves his family to Winchester, Kentucky. We're finally in Kentucky.
Finally.
We've
at age
arrived.
32?
At age 32. And he begins to work.
Just like Jesus Christ. This is when he finally comes back and he's...
Can't wait for the fried chicken crucifixion next year. So he begins to work as a Michelin tire salesman. Shout out Michelin.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I'm assuming
the Michelin
it's
restaurant
like
guide
episode like 11 or 12 or something.
Mr. Tire. Every one of these ones I end up referencing illustrators of some sort. Be like, this is
I know.
Here, right here.
Boop.
There's my Michelin tire poster
there it
that
is.
you got me for my birthday last year.
Oh yeah. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I'm assuming being a Michelin tire salesman means he goes around eating glass and taking parts of his midsection out and using them as tires to the delight of everyone. Like
to
that
all
poster.
the children. Yeah.
Because of this job, he's finally able to afford to buy the family one of those newfangled Model T cars. And he's like, check me out. I've got wheels. I've got my family still with me. My wife hasn't left me. And car culture in America in the 20s is ramping up. Everyone's like, bro, we can take these anywhere. This sounds awesome. And with highways and gas stations popping up and people using cars as a long distance means of travel. And Sanders was, of course, obsessed with this because he's like the type of person that's like every new technology. He's like, that's what I want. I want that now, like an Apple fanboy. But he soon found that the Model T kind of sucked and it wouldn't drive well in the cold. So often the engine would have to be pull started, which required it to be towed by another car.
Oh, okay.
And in November 1926, Sanders and his son, Harland Jr., were doing just this and towing the Model T with their other car, which I guess they had another car. He was into cars, over a bridge, which they'd done a bunch before. But this bridge was designed for horse-drawn carriages only, not for 2 cars. So it had not been adjusted. So the two Harlands, they're not afraid of no bridge, and they drive over it and get halfway before the cables of the bridge snap.
Shit.
And send both cars off the bridge down 40 feet into a gully where they landed upside down.
No.
Yeah. Harland Jr., totally fine, unscathed, climbs out, pulls his dad out, the colonel, pulls Harland Sr. out, who is partially scalped. Ooh. And blood, just blood. And Harland Sanders is like, oh, I'm fine. Let's get up and go home. And they get up and they walk home. And Josie's like, come on, man.
Just walk it off. Yeah.
Are you serious? And so she helps like put his skin back where it goes and like place
gotta
it
do
back
the laundry. I
on.
don't have time to put your scalp back on.
Why are you driving over bridges? And
Yeah.
now they have no cars, so he can't go to work and sell tires, and he loses his job as a tire salesman. I know, this is just one thing after another. And here's the thing, I've skipped over so many things that he just fights and issues. And so in the 20s, at this point, he's like, I'll take any job I can get. So he works at a gas station for Standard Oil near Nicholasville, Kentucky, making 2 cents per gallon. And he's like a hustler, so of course he's also
Getting
selling
commission off of a gallon. That's interesting.
Yeah. That's what they used to do. So like the Shell and Standard Oil companies would come around and be like, if you open a service station, we'll pay you per gallon to run it. And there was also like this like gas station like rivalry thing happening. So Standard Oil and Shell were like rival companies.
Yeah.
And so they were constantly trying to get to a town first.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were just like, no, open one. Sure. I don't care who runs this. Just have it open. And he would also sell farm equipment on the side to locals. And the Roaring 20s didn't last long, though. And with the Wall Street crash of 1929 and the arrival of the Great Depression, Sanders began losing money because nobody was driving anymore as much. No one could afford it. But since he had worked...
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, doesn't that? No one can afford to drive anywhere, and oil is out of control.
Gas is too expensive, so no one's buying anything.
So he'd worked in the gas business for several years now. And so he reached out to his friends at Shell Oil. Remember, he was with Standard.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, guys, can I work for you instead? And can you put me in a station on a busier road? And he did some negotiating and was able to talk them into giving him a Shell gas station in Corbin, Kentucky, which was further away, a little sketchier, but it was on a main thoroughway. And so they're like, yeah, sure. Oh, you can even live there. So he starts living in this gas station with his family.
In the gas station? Nice.
Yeah, in like the house behind it. I'm going to send you a picture of this gas station.
In a gas station with my family.
The smell alone. Here is the gas station. It's pretty bleak looking. So you can see the house in the background right behind it. They live there.
On the right or the left?
On the right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. There's just nothing on the road.
There's nothing on the
road. They're like, this
is
the busy intersection. It's the gas station, and that's basically it.
Yes. And this is a thriving town of Corbin, Kentucky. And he was in survival mode at this point. He's like, I cannot lose my money. I got to do whatever it takes. And so not having the part of his brain that gauges safety or consequences, he's like, yeah, sure. We'll move our family out to this terrifying stretch of road, which they called Hell's Half Acre, because there were so many bootleggers on it that there would be a murder a week.
That's awesome.
I'm going to run this whole station. So once he was woken up by two bootleggers. Here's a little side story. He was woken up by two bootleggers. Bootlickers. No. Bootleggers selling whiskey. And they got in a shootout in front of his gas station.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so he was pissed because he's like, you woke me up. And he grabbed his shotgun, which he kept by the front door just in case. And he stood in the doorway in his underwear and yelled, line up, you sons of bitches, and throw down your guns. And upon seeing this nearly naked, middle-aged, insane, angry man holding a gun, they were like, oh, yeah, okay, sure.
Sure, sorry about that. We'll go kill each other somewhere else.
Yeah, sorry. They were arrested, and the sheriff was like, thanks, Sanders.
Thanks, Colonel.
He wasn't a colonel at this point. And it wouldn't be a small-town drama without a nemesis. And Sanders found his in the form of Matt Stewart, who ran the rival Standard Oil station down the street.
Piece of shit, Matt Stewart.
Dude, Matt Stewart coming in here thinking he runs Corbin, Kentucky?
He doesn't know anything.
I bet he's not even 5'10". I bet he's like 5'7".
He's not even in his underwear with a shotgun at any point, dude, Matt Stewart.
I bet he's wearing clothes.
Ugh, loser.
Bootlicker. They were enemies at first sight. Sanders was not about to lose another job over some loser's gas station getting more customers, which it was happening. And he was like, this pissing me off.
Light it on fire. That's what you got to do.
So Harland, well, not yet. Harland set about painting large, like these huge, annoying advertisements onto people's barns.
Okay.
Saying like, here's the good gas station. Don't go to this awful one. Don't go to Matt's gas station. Go to mine. And one of them said, Sanders, superior gas station.
Yeah.
And just bashing on this guy. And this pissed Stewart off. And so he was like, fine, I'm going to paint over it. So he went out and whitewashed over it. This incensed Sanders, who immediately went and repainted the signs again. A little while later, while in the middle of a meeting with two Shell officials, Robert Gibson and H.D. Shelburne, which is an insane name for a Shell employee to have, He was told the news that Stewart was again painting over his sign. And he's like, we cannot let these Standard Oil bastards take our business. So you two get your guns and we're going to go find this Matt Stewart guy and see what he's doing.
I'm fully on board with this now at this point. Yeah.
So they grabbed their guns. They drove over to where Stewart was. And when Sanders got out of the car, he yelled, well, you son of a bitch, I see you done it again. Yeah. And this, they had their guns drawn. And Stewart was like, fine, we're fighting. So he threw down the paintbrush, drew his gun, and shot at them 5 times.
Whoa.
Immediately killing one of the Shell employees.
Oh, my God.
And this immediately, Colonel Sanders went into a rage. This is what he's been waiting for his whole life.
Yeah.
And here's how the newspaper just described it. They said, he jumped into the breach and under withering fire grabbed his fallen comrade's gun. And the future colonel unloaded with true aim and hurled hot lead into Stewart's shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Bleeding and in pain, Stewart shouted, don't shoot, Sanders, you've killed me. The colonel was a hothead, but he was no murderer. The 2 men backed off and Stewart's life was spared. So he shoots Stewart in the shoulder.
Got off light as far as I'm concerned.
Seriously. Yeah. I'm like, wow, Sanders, you've really learned some self-control.
Yeah.
I mean, he may have been insane, but like they said, he was no killer.
Yeah.
And
he couldn't even kidnap his own daughter.
Right.
Clearly he's soft.
Wimp. So they started this gunfight, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone comes out and watches it or whatever. But point is, he ended up feeling guilty about even shooting him. He was like, I shouldn't have gone off like that or blah, 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 blah. And he even went on to support.
A tough guy.
Yeah, he went on to support Stewart's daughter financially for a while. And Stewart was found guilty of murder.
Even though he didn't kill him?
Right. Well, he sent him to jail. Stewart went to jail. And he was sentenced to death.
Stewart sent himself to jail by killing the other guy.
Exactly. So now that he has this steady job and no more, rival, he's the alpha gas station owner in town, and he was able to get back to the hobby he had once had in his boy mom days, cooking.
Boy mom.
He would spend evenings experimenting with recipes, especially gravy and fried chicken. So here we go. We're starting to get, he loved fried chicken. And it was a huge thing in the South. And he became this local fixture known for donating his meals that he would experiment to like poor Appalachian communities and for giving rides to people to the AA meetings and stuff. So he was like a philanthropist in the community.
Yeah.
He also got involved in the baby business. Which means that
he's banging everybody? What are you talking about? He's going around making babies? He's
delivering babies for people.
That's a business?
I don't know. The chicken man becomes a midwife. So there was a night when Sanders hadn't been seen for a while, and it turned out he had ridden his mule up the mountain during a storm to help an Appalachian woman give birth.
This sounds like a tall tale. This sounds like it's made up.
This is verified because he did this 8 more times.
Oh, no shit.
So he genuinely thought that like, hey, my wife's had babies. What's so hard? Yeah. So he got some scissors and a lard bucket, whatever that is.
Was it cooking something after this?
I guess. I don't know.
Lard bucket?
He grabbed a lard bucket, whatever that is, bandages, medicine, rubber gloves, and scissors to cut the umbilical cord. Mm-hmm. And he successfully helped deliver this baby and 7 more. And he got super confident and was like, I guess I'm the town midwife as well as the gas station owner. And he stopped delivering babies.
One-stop shopping, dude. It's perfect. I love it.
Well, right.
Fill up your gas tank while I deliver your wife's baby.
Birth of baby.
For the drive home. Yeah.
Why race to the hospital when I can just get that baby
I'll also murder your enemies because I'm really good at that too.
I'll do whatever you want as long as you pay me.
Sign painter. Yeah. These skills seem like they're exactly the kinds that you need to form an international conglomerate fried chicken company.
Right? I wish they were. Here's the thing. I'll get there. So at one point he was mad at the doctor for being drunk and he needed the doctor's help because he's like, I can't deliver all babies. And so he by shotgun to the doctor's back, led him up the mountain to deliver somemoun's baby.
He's like, this isn't even my job. This is my hobby. Right. You're the one who's supposed to be doing it, dickhead.
And the doctor was a drunkard. And so he was like, get up to the mountain, help these people. And he experimented a lot of food this time, like I said. And he started noticing when people were like stopping by his fuel station that they were hungry and they wanted to rest. And so he's like, interesting. I can make
hotel and
food.
snacks and gas.
Mm-hmm. So this is where it starts. He starts making his fried chicken and pan fried, actually, because frying took too long for like the quick ins and outs of the customers. And so this gun-toting, baby-delivering, highly unemployed lunatic starts making fried chicken for people stopping to buy gas. And people love it. They love it. They're obsessed with it. Word spreads the best chicken in Kentucky is at this gas station. And this guy who won't stop swearing and screaming and beating people up is the one who makes it. And so,
I mean, honest to God, it's like to this day, I would go to that gas station.
I would go there. And people, he would pull his table out. It was just a table at first. And like rich people and poor people would sit there alike and eat the fried chicken. And it became extremely popular. And soon the demand for his home-style meals grew too large to ignore. And he ended up having to convert the gas station into a small restaurant, half of it as a small restaurant. And I'm going to send you the inside of what the very original KFC looked like. Well, it wasn't called KFC at the time. It was
just fried chicken because it's in Kentucky. That's redundant.
It was, yeah, exactly. It was, and it was called Sanders Service Station and Cafe. And he was able to hire
tables. It's fine with some tablecloths on there.
4 or 5 tables. And he was able to hire wait staff and pay them fairly. And this is during the Depression. This is crazy. And he could now afford to spend more time dedicating himself to perfecting his fried chicken recipe. And in 1935, he was inching closer and closer to that 11 herbs and spices magic. He added the 11th spice and the heavens opened.
Umbilical cord was the missing ingredient, which is why he was going around delivering all those babies. The zest of a recent delivery of an umbilical cord. That's the secret.
Fresh umbilical cord in the fried chicken.
Just a zest, not that much.
Just a little bit. So you can't taste it, but it's there.
Yeah.
So in 1935, the governor of Kentucky, Ruby Laffoon, bequeathed an honorary colonelship on him in recognition for his philanthropy, midwife skills, and his popular chicken.
Nice.
And it's with this new title of colonel that I'm going to pick up next week for part 2 of Colonel Sanders. My first 2-parter of the new season.
We should have gotten them to like sponsor this episode. What are we doing? We're just giving out free podcasts about it. If you know anybody at KFC, just tell them to reach out to us and give us a bunch of money, please.
Yeah, I mean, don't eat KFC.
We're out here doing it for free. What? You're going to tell them not to eat KFC? No, eat all the KFC you can. Give us money. KFC, give us money. Yes.
So next week we'll talk about how, despite his personality and him being who he was able to turn his delicious gas station chicken shop into a global sort of good chicken empire.
Okay,
Ta-da!
Looking forward to that.
Part 1.
How do you want to close your tab?
I want to throw it in a fryer and fry it. Okay.
Love it. Deep fry it. Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
Okay. Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Close them. Not all of them, because there's part 2. I really wish I could have squeezed it all into one episode, but there's no way. This guy's insane.
Too much KFC lore.
It's nuts. Okay. Listener mail. You ready to read it?
Okay, moving on to listener emails. This week's listener email comes from Mary from someplace far away, because Mary did not include, at least at this point in the paragraph where she's from. Hi, Kavahan and Alyssa. So I heard about the Kentucky meat shower of 1876, another Kentucky shout out. And this just felt like a story that belongs in the Tabaverse. Basically, in 1876 in Kentucky, chunks of red meat rained from the sky in a 100 by 50 yard area. The farmer's wife who saw it assumed it was an act of God. Locals sampled the meat to see if it... don't sample the meat falling from the sky.
Don't eat sky meat, guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They sampled the meat to see if they could ID the animal it came from, but apparently it just tasted rancid.
Of course.
But also maybe like lamb or deer? Okay. Listen, my mom used to always say, don't eat sky meat.
Yeah, your mom was right.
Yeah, one doctor of the time thought it was human infant lung tissue or maybe horse lung tissue because they're almost identical. What? I can't. This is breaking my brain. So why would there be Human infant lung tissue falling from the sky. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Some people thought it was a weird cyanobacteria that turns into clear jelly when it falls from the sky. Why are these things falling from the sky? There's no planes. Someone else, may have been a joke, theorized that it was cosmic meat or animal chunks falling from an exploding planet. Oh my God, what is happening? The winning theory, although never confirmed, is that a flock of vultures was flying overhead and one of them puked up so bad. Some bad meat, because for evolutionary reasons, vultures are like me and are sympathy pukers. The whole flock threw up. Dude, this sounds like Stand By Me. Just one person vomits, the next thing you know, everyone's throwing up. Which would explain the mixture of possible meats ID'd. Oh, God. In 2004, they found a sample of the meat in a jar. Why? This is ruining my life. In 2004, they found a sample of the meat in a jar that had been sitting in a university for over 100 years. Who? I don't.
Science.
They attempted to sample it for modern DNA analysis, but it had been kept stored in alcohol for too long. The town held a celebration this year for the 150th anniversary. It did end with planes dropping packages of beef jerky. Don't mimic it! Of beef jerky into a field for people to run and grab. No. Thanks for all the joy the pod brings. Proud to be amongst the tens of listeners and Patreons. Sorry, the Discord overwhelms me. Mary from Indianapolis. Oh, you forgot to include this. Mary from Indianapolis. I apologize. Mary is not from someplace far away. They're from Indianapolis or Vancouver, Washington, in the midst of a cross-country move. And they include the link. Dear Lord. This just kept getting worse.
Something's in the water in Kentucky or in the meat or in the sky.
Louisville. Dear Lord. Oh, my God. Don't eat sky meat.
No. Don't eat anything that comes out of the sky that you don't know what it is. Come on,
Although
guys.
I do love the idea of a bunch of vultures being like one. You're like, Billy Bob, why'd you throw up? And then everybody else throws up, and they're like, bleh.
You know I'm a sympathy puker.
Yeah. Or in your case, it would be like one of the vultures is brushing their teeth, and then you basically are like, bleh, and then you throw up, and all the other ones throw up.
You caught me off guard. I can't even be in the same room as people brushing their teeth. Well, if you also love eating mysterious meat and want to write in about it, I don't know.
Sky meat. I'm sorry. Yes, please send in your emails to 500opentabs@gmail.com. That's 500. Let us know the most recent absurd. Don't send me sky meat stuff. I can't. This is ruining I just listened to the birth of KFC. And at the end of it, it's like, here's sky meat that people are eating.
Look, Kentucky meat comes in all forms, from the sky and from an angry man.
I'm hoping this has an overlap in the next episode where somehow sky meat becomes part of the KFC recipe. Anyway, thank you, Mary, for submitting that. But you can follow us on Instagram or 500 Open Tabs. We're also on YouTube, where we have full video podcast episodes of this show. We also have a Patreon where we upload and include stuff that got cut out of episodes because of time, or it's too hot for the general public and we need them to see it behind a paywall.
Too boring.
Support us that way. Otherwise, you can just let people know about the show. If you have a friend or an enemy who loves eating meat from the sky, which they shouldn't be doing, send them this episode.
Or if you have an enemy who has a rival gas station in your town, send them this episode so they know what'll happen if they mess around.
The ghost of Colonel Sanders, you should be listening to this. Send this to all your KFC employees and tell them to give us money, or just get them to sign up for the Patreon.
If anyone works for KFC, send them my way. A podcaster who's also a vegetarian. I'll be the spokesperson.
Listen, let us know in the comment, what meat would you be willing to eat from the sky?
Yeah. Yep.
The answer is none.
And how would you eat it? Would you cook it, or would you just pick it up off the ground and eat it?
Listen, umbilical cords fallen from the sky. That's part of the 11 herbs and spices of that
young Colonel Sanders
recipe.
Was foraging for food and found a bunch of sky meat, and the rest is history.
Love it. I can't wait for Kumatab this month. This session. It's going to be Colonel Sanders fighting everybody all the way through.
Going to be insane. I don't want to say he's going to win.
Strangling people with it. Yeah.
But he might. I really hope he doesn't, but he might. Anyway,
in the
thanks
meantime,
everybody for listening. Oh,
thank you for listening.
I was going to say, rate and review, especially on Apple Podcasts. That would be such a huge favor to us. Not just rate, but also write a little review. Like, I like that. Write us good ones.
Write us good ones. Write us a good
We really want to keep doing this.
Yeah, we do.
Because it's fun. And we love you guys. Ugh, that felt weird. Take that back. I don't know, you guys. We do love an audience.
Yes, thank
Digging
you.
a hole.
Don't listen to Hannah, everybody. We do love you. Thank you guys for listening to the show. In
Get
the
me out
meantime,
of the
until
hole.
next week, please keep the people of Iran in your hearts.
Please.
Keep it Josie. Keep it Billy Bob. Keep it umbilical cord like the Colonel.
Keep it Colonel. Keep it finger licking good. Sick. Ew, turn it off.
Bye.
Turn it off. Press stop.